Hello, Addo 3 owners and Dolphin owners now, I suppose. Today's video is important and it's been recommended by Carlos. Carlos's last name starts with V and he told me I shouldn't even try to pronounce it, but he's from Melbourne and he's absolutely right. You know, you should know about this. It's nothing to panic about, but it is something you should know. And I've done videos of it in the past, but I probably, what he drew my attention to is some information in the manual. So the manual just has on page 159, up the top it's got reminder, and the reminder says to keep the battery in optimum conditions, it should be fully charged and discharged regularly, once every 6 months. Now just on that, you really should fully charge your car at least once a week. And you can't fully charge it too much. Even though I know there is an article around that says that you shouldn't, but BYD say you should, Tesla say you should. So I'd say that, I'd say that YouTube, that research, if you like the research, that says that's not correct. I'd say BYD know batteries pretty well, and I'll say Tesla does too. But anyway, so charge it at least once a week, okay. But what it's saying here is that you should fully discharge. It goes on to say that you should also carry out capacity testing and calibration. On another page, before that, on 154, it says, please carry out regular maintenance of the vehicle according to the requirements of the BYD Auto Warranty and Maintenance Service Manual. So it seems that they're going to have a requirement. Now, whether they force it or not, I don't know. But you really probably should have a every 6 months completely bring your battery down to zero. So to bring your battery down to zero, what you do is you drive it so it's pretty low, down to about 5. Go around the block a few times till it's about 2 or 3%. Bring it into your parking spot. Put the air conditioning or heater on full blast until the battery goes flat. That's how I do it. So why are they saying you should fully charge and discharge? I do have a video of that, but rather than, and it's a pretty long one, so rather than make you watch that one, let me just tell you. The battery is made up of multiple cells. I think 15, I think it is by memory. And it's important that all the cells, when it's at 100%, that all the individual cells are at 100%, not just some are at 100%. So the way it does that is when you fully charge it to 100%, you'll notice on your screen, you'll see that it says charging, calibrating. That calibrating is when it's adjusting it all. The other time that it balances the battery is when it's down to empty. Because as it comes down, this cell goes empty, but there's still got more in it, so it uses it. So it brings them all down to zero. Now, when they're all down to zero and they're all fully charged up, then the management system's happy. The battery's at optimum, it's properly balanced. So that's why they say to do it every 6 months. Now the other thing that they tell you to do, is to do capacity testing. Now I've got two videos on that, but they say you can go to your dealer and they can do capacity testing. I went to the local dealer that looks after my car for BYD, and he had no idea what I was talking about. This is an OBD2 port connector. So you put this into your car, and it will give you information about your battery. Now I've got a video called ADO3 OBD2 port battery data monitoring. Now I'll post that down below, that link to that video, so you should watch that. But basically, you get you fully charge your battery. Well, to do your capacity testing, the way you do capacity testing is you fully drain the battery down to zero, and then you fill it right up, and you measure how much, how many kilowatts goes in. Obviously, if you fill it up and it goes up to 60.2 kilowatt hours, it's 100%, and that's the original battery. As it deteriorates, it may, and I'll just exaggerate some numbers so that it's easy to see. If it goes up to say 54, if it only takes 54 kilowatt hours, that means it's at 90%. So you've only got 90% capacity. Now, in the video on the port, on the OBD2 port battery data monitoring, I'll just show you how to use it. If you go to another one called ADO3 battery monitoring part 2, then I go into how to measure it. So how to drain it down, how to bring it up. It's really quite easy to do. And there is another video as well, which is measure the state of health by using the capacity use method. And that is that you bring it down to say 10%, 20% or some other percent, and you know how much you've taken out. So you bring it down to 20%, you've used 80% of 60 is 56. When you put it back, when you fill it up again, it should just take 56. It's not perfect because the state of charge that it tells you is not perfect. So bringing it down to zero is probably the best way. I hope that all makes sense. But watch the videos anyway, if you're not sure. What I'd be doing, and what I am doing, is every 6 months, I'm keeping a log of the time that I brought it down to zero, what my capacity was at the time, and how I arrived at that. So, what kilowatt hours I'd used to date, what kilowatt hours did it take to fill up. So then that's all very clear, it's in the log. Then if there's any problem, and I'm sure there's not going to be because these BYD batteries are pretty damn good, but if there's any problem down the track and they say, well, you didn't do your balancing correctly, you can pull out your manual, you can pull out your diary, say, yeah, these are the dates I did it, and this is the data that I got from it. So that's what I'd be doing. Again, the link to to how to use this is in the is down below, and it's called ADO3 OBD2 port battery monitoring. How to use it to work out your capacity for your capacity testing. It's ADO3 battery part 2, and that link's down below. And to do the quick and easy, not so dead accurate, measure state of health using the capacity use method, I'll leave that link down below as well. But this is not a panic video, this is just bringing to your attention. Thank you, Carlos, for telling me that this is actually in the manual, and hope that helps you, everybody.